to TV Tuần-san News of the Week. My name is Lisa Divissi. In what's making headlines this week? 42 years after the fall of Saigon, over 500 members of the Vietnamese-Australian community gather at a mass in Melbourne. 40 crew members and 3 captains face court in the Solomon Islands as the Blue Boat scandal continues. And a photo of a Vietnamese girl washing dishes goes viral. In this week's top story, more than 500 members of the Vietnamese-Australian community marked the 42nd anniversary of the collapse of the South Vietnamese government at a mass in Melbourne's Inner East on Sunday. April 30, which is still referred to in the community as Black April, marks the official date Saigon fell to the Communists, ending the Vietnam War in 1975. At the ceremony in Richmond's St Ignatius Church, parish priest and former Army Second Lieutenant Nguyen Viet Huy led the service alongside Jesuit priest and former South Vietnam Marines officer Father Phụng Minh Ước. South Vietnamese war veterans were also present dressed in their army uniforms. Both the Australian and South Vietnamese flags were placed at the front of the church to serve as a reminder of those who died fighting for freedom and those who died trying to flee the country. Numerous services were also held on the same day by Vietnamese Australians in other parts of Melbourne, including Maidstone and Sunshine. To news in Vietnam. Video has emerged of a vicious attack on an environmental activist that went viral, prompting Vietnamese authorities to launch an investigation. Lê Mỹ Hạnh has been actively campaigning against the state for its lack of action following last year's toxic waste spill that polluted more than 200 kilometres of coastline, devastating the environment, jobs and economies of 4 provinces. Hạnh was reportedly followed to her friend's house and beaten by a group of 5 state loyalists. The beating was filmed by Phan Hung, one of the attackers, who then uploaded the incident to Facebook. On his Facebook page, Hung described the attack as a welcome act for Hant's arrival to Ho Chi Minh City and dared those who disagreed with nationalistic ideals to speak up. Vietnam has sentenced 8 drug traffickers to death for smuggling 300 kilos of heroin to China. According to state media, a Hanoi police report found the cartel was convicted of smuggling drugs, some of them in gas cylinders, across the border between 2004 and 2015. Ringleader Dang Minh Cho was accused of leading the dangerous criminal gang, but was spared a death sentence and handed life in prison because she has a young child. 2 other gang members were handed life sentences and another 2 were jailed for between 12 and 18 months. Communist Vietnam has some of the toughest drug laws in the world. Anyone convicted of possessing more than 600 grams of heroin or more than 20 kilos of opium can face the death penalty. Officials in Hanoi have seized nearly 36 kilograms of rhino horn, 2 frozen tigers and other wildlife products. According to media reports, police arrested 3 suspected members of a wildlife trafficking ring and seized a large amount of illegal products after tracking one of them for several years. The group was caught last Thursday carrying 33 kilograms of rhino horn at Hanoi railway station. Police then raided the house of the suspected kingpin Nguyen Mo Chien, where they found another 3 kilograms of rhino horn, 2 frozen tiger cubs, elephant tusks, lion pelts and ivory products. In 2007, Chien was arrested in Africa and received administrative punishment for smuggling some wildlife products. A 39-year-old man has been killed while attempting to saw open a warhead, his brother suffering severe injuries. According to VN Express International, Nguyen Van Lin and his brother Leung found the warhead by accident. It was a 1 kilogram B-40 designed to be fired from an RPG-2 anti-tank launcher used during the Vietnam War. Undetonated bombs have had a heavy impact on the death toll in Vietnam. Official data shows 1/5 of Vietnam's land mass is covered in unexploded bombs. It's estimated clearing the land of bombs would take 300 years. In finance news, Vietnam's manufacturing sector has kicked off the second quarter with a record rise in export orders. According to the Financial Times, companies have reported a marked rise in new orders at home and abroad. Employment rates have grown for a 13th consecutive month as a result, though job creation has declined slightly. Andrew Harker of the IHS Market says Vietnam's manufacturing sector remains a star performer thus far in the financial year. Now to other news around the world. 40 Vietnamese crew members and 3 captains are facing court over the ongoing blue boat scandal at a magistrate's court in Honiara, Solomon Islands. The blue boats were caught fishing in foreign waters without relevant permits by police on the 26th of March, south of Ranil province. The court is set to decide on a punishment for the crew who failed to pay fines by the 1st of May. The 3 captains are facing charges related to the illegal entry of fisheries water without the proper permits, as well as catching, processing and selling fish without a valid licence. Meanwhile, a Vietnamese woman has been arrested by Malaysian police for alleged drug trafficking. News publication Vietnam Plus reported that a 5-day drugs raid by police on multiple locations in the southern state of Johor resulted in the arrest of 7 individuals, including the Vietnamese woman whose identity is yet to be revealed. The head of Johor Anti-Drug Department was cited as saying the raids were conducted following a 1-month investigation and public tip-off. Police seized an assortment of drugs worth around 152,000 Australian dollars, as well as some cash and 3 cars. Possession of drugs is a serious offence in Malaysia and is punishable by death. A group of human rights organisations have marked Wednesday's World Press Freedom Day by calling on Vietnam to free a detained citizen journalist. Nguyen Van Hoa has been detained since January, charged with disseminating anti-state propaganda. The 22-year-old, known for his work with Radio Free Asia, was the first person to broadcast a 10,000-strong peaceful protest against Ha Thin's Formosa plastic steel plant. The statement calling for Nguyen's release was signed by a group of human rights groups, including Reporters Sans Frontières and the Electronic Frontier Foundation. It said the arrests come in the wake of a crackdown on citizen journalists, online activists and human rights defenders by the Vietnamese government. Back to news in Vietnam. A Vietnamese girl has gone viral after a photo showing her washing dishes was uploaded online. The image, reportedly uploaded by the 24-year-old's mother, has been widely shared online, with many praising on her good looks and how hard-working she appears to be. According to Koreaboo, the woman, named Yon Dali, works at her parents' restaurant by washing dishes, helping out in the kitchen, and promoting the business by handing out flyers. Vietnamese media revealed that Yon Dali's real name is Nguyen Thị Hai Ye. Born in the Vietnamese city of Pleiku in the province of Gia Lai, Yon Dali reportedly studies at the Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology, while also working for a foreign company. Yon has so far earned thousands of fans with her attitude and charming looks, with her popularity spreading to Chinese and Korean social media platforms. And that's all from TV Tuần-san News of the Week. For more stories, you can follow TV Tuần-san at tvtsonline.com.au and Facebook at TV Tuần-san. I'm Lisa Divissi. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to your company at the same time next week.